We've got an NFC West showdown on Thursday Night Football, and it's a beauty. The 49ers are coming off a disappointing loss to the Jaguars. They're going to Los Angeles, where they face the rival Rams. Both teams are 3-1 on the year, with the Rams' only loss coming in that crazy blocked field goal game against the Eagles in Week 3. Taking a look at the rest of the one-loss teams in the NFC. Got the Buccaneers traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. The Lions are on the road against the Bengals, and Green Bay is on a bye. Potential bad news for the Buccaneers, though. Adam Schefter just reported this. Bucky Irving, the star running back, is dealing with a foot sprain. Running back was spotted today at practice, and he was on crutches with a walking boot. Mad Dog, of all those one-loss teams, which one do you believe is the biggest threat to Philly in the NFC?
I don't think it's Tampa. I'm going to say Detroit. Their pedigree, they had a hiccup last year against Washington. 2 years ago, they were great. They had a bad first game. They came into Baltimore. Now, Baltimore is banged up, and maybe they're not that good, but they did score 1,000,000 points. Methodical against Cleveland. Goff's playing well. Hutchinson looks great. He's got 10.5 sacks in his last 10 games. You would know that better than anybody. You like Campbell. I don't want to hear about Johnny Morton. He's done a good job as the offensive coordinator. They get Cincinnati this week, and the Bengals are awful. I would say the Lions. I think that then they got Kansas City coming up on the road. We'll get a little feel there. But I would say out of the one-loss teams, and the Rams are good, and they play them well, I'll say Detroit.
I don't mind you saying Detroit, but I think it's the Rams because of how the games have played out when they played the last couple of times. Because you didn't walk off the field saying that the Rams got handled. You actually walked off the field
they were
saying
better.
they missed opportunity
Yes.
to win games.
Yep.
Right? A blocked field goal at the end of the game, you probably win that. I'm assuming the kicker would make it like you assumed the dude was going to make the tackle. And then the playoff game, right?
In the snow, they were at the 10-yard line.
At the 10-yard line. So, again, I still have the Rams, but I also give a tremendous amount of credence to what Matthew Stafford is. And we were talking about it in break. We don't talk about him enough. But when you think about since he's been in L.A. Now, I always, like from this prism when I think about the Rams, remember, y'all, the Rams were supposed to go into desolation after all those trades and money spent.
Yep.
Remember the picks? This team has made the playoffs every year since they've done all of that movement. And I think the quarterback is the reason. And if you told me that the Philadelphia Eagles in their current state and the Los Angeles Rams were going to meet in the NFC Championship, I'd be hard-pressed not to pick L.A. outside of what Philly has done winning. But the team plays great against the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm going to go with the Lions on this one. I love me some Matthew Stafford, and I'm a big Sean McVay fan. We don't mention him enough.
Yeah.
His teams are always in a position to win. Well prepared. He's just an exceptional coach. He really, really is, and he gets it. You know, he's young, and he relates to the players, and they go out there and they perform for him. I got a lot of love for Sean McVay. He's one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. Having said that, I'm going to go with Detroit for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're averaging 41 points over the last 3 weeks. Okay? The offense looks like it did with Ben Johnson as offensive coordinator. So this guy Morton, that I was ready to put up a mugshot of him after week one, the loss to the Green Bay. I mean, the way his offense has been performing, 52, 38, 34 points over the last 3 weeks, that says something to me. That's number one. Number two, you know what really stands out in my mind? Jared Goff completing about 74% of his passes. Forget all of that. You know this brother hasn't been sacked in the last 3 weeks? Mm-hmm. Myles Garrett was in town. Brother ain't been sacked. That tells me your offensive line, it's doing its job. And Gibbs and Montgomery out of the backfield in terms of all-purpose yards, they've been productive as well. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, well, the quarterback is being protected, and they got to run an attack, and they got dual threats out of the backfield, and you've got Amon-Ra St. Brown and the crew, and you got this cat Aiden Hutchinson who's back, and by the way, was terrorizing the Browns last week. Couple of sacks, numerous pressures, all over the place, okay? I'm saying, here they come. And now it gets interesting because the one thing that I know about the Rams, even in Matthew Stafford's case, you don't want to have to go to Detroit for a playoff game. That's not an environment.
They've also lost there the last two times they've gone.
Right? And then you got the Eagles. The Eagles can go on the road. They can win anywhere. But it's going to be tougher in Detroit than it would be at Lincoln Financial Field. And I know that we saw what the Commanders did to them last year, but we got to remember the Detroit Lions had 13 dudes injured. 13 dudes injured. That ain't good. If that's not the case, okay, and they're good enough to make sure that the road to the Super Bowl has to come through the Motor City, look the hell out. So that's where I'm at with it.
Listen, I think Detroit is going to be in the mix to be the champions of the NFC and have a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think the Lions are that good.
Yes, they are.
The premise of this is the threat to the Eagles. I've seen the Rams threaten the Eagles more than anybody during this run.
They've played them 3 times in the last 10
Yeah, the Lions
months.
haven't
They
played
lose
Philly.
every time.
The Lions haven't played.
I know they lost on blocked field goals. Is there a mental edge, though? Every time we get there, first of all, Saquon ran for 500 yards last year in LA.
It may be.
Yeah.
It may be a mental edge. But when you look at the game, the one team that we've seen against Philly look actually dominant at times is the Rams.
I agree.
That's the one team. So again, I give a lot of credit to that. The whatever you want to call it, the luck, the ability to finish, the in-game situations, they've been in those. I watched the Rams in the cold in Philly give Philly everything they can handle. And 2 weeks later, I saw Philly destroy the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, so I give a lot of credence to the Rams.
They did win 20-17. I mean, they had a way, but the Eagles. You said Philly destroyed Kansas City
in the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay, I got you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. When they got to the Super Bowl.
I got you.
So, and we know Kansas City had that problem. But what I'm saying is, Stephen A., the Philadelphia Eagles have been dominant now, and they usually are on the field with more talent. The Rams are the one team that you look at these games and say they handling them right now.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, it's going to bother the Rams on Thursday night. That stadium's going to be full of.
It's always all red.
It's going to be crazy.
That is a
horrendous
home field advantage.
Well,
they don't have a home field advantage.
That's changing last.
SoFi Stadium is a very, very nice,
beautiful venue. What do we got?
It's a beautiful place.
Little Bootsy Bellows downtown on there.
And I've been there on several occasions. The fans show up.
They do.
The fans show up. For a Rams game, certainly. And
this fan base in particular, the Niners
they're getting better. They're getting better out there.
Fans dominate there.
They're getting better out there. I'm just telling you.
Detroit, L.A., and Philly today
are the 3 best teams.
Are the 3 best teams. And whichever one plays against Philly, assuming we know that Philly will be that team in the NFC Championship, they'll have a really good chance at beating them. Whether it's Detroit or L.A., they'll have a really good chance at beating Philly. But right now, the Rams for me, because I've seen the Rams on the brink of doing it every single time they play. And it's like basketball. At some point, the breakthrough is going to happen.
You're going to get a break. You're going to win the game.
Yeah.
Rams are good, though. Rams are
good. Are you mad about anything?
Yeah, I come up with a couple of things. You especially. I'm down on you.
It's all right. It's all right.
You haven't been nice to me today.
You'll be up on me next week.
You kill me about the Jerry Jones thing. Yeah, you got me. You haven't been as friendly as you usually are.
Give me a hand.
Look, we've got a Mad About coming up after this, and I cannot wait. Let's go. Let's do it.
He's sick of me this week.
Attention, Jerry, come! Wow! But let's take it easy, Steve. Really? Steve. Look.